Hey everybody, this is Emehe and welcome to a brand new video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you my top 25 best mods for Oxygen Not Included. Starting off on number 25 is a very simple mod called Bigger Camera Zoom Out. Most of you probably know this mod. All it does is make it so that you can zoom out as much as you want, so you can see your entire world. Normally you're confined to only zooming out just a little bit, but this makes it so that you can zoom out as far as you could ever need. Coming in at number 24, we have Blueprints Fixed. This mod makes it so that you can save a building as a blueprint and then paste it anywhere in your world. That way you can save complicated buildings from other people or that you've made and move them into new worlds instead of having to rebuild them all over again. On to number 23, we have Priority Master. This mod is an advanced modification of the game's priority system, making it smarter and more efficient. And it makes the UI just a little bit easier to read. On to number 22, which is Airlock Door. This mod is very simple. It adds in a 2x3 tile door that is an airlock. As long as you supply it with power, your duplicates will be able to go through it and gas and liquid cannot escape from the other side. It's very useful so that you don't have to build liquid locks whenever you need an airlock. But now on to number 21, which is Full Miner Yield. This mod is very simple. All it does is make it so that when a duplicate mines a block, it gives you the exact amount that is displayed when you hover over it. Normally the game doesn't do that for some reason, but all this will do is make it so that you have more materials to play with, more or less. Next up for number 20 is Insulated Door. This is very similar to the airlock door mod, but instead of it being an airlock, it is just insulated. This makes it so that temperature cannot escape through it no matter what. This makes it very useful for when you're building something that needs to have a high or low temperature, but you don't want that temperature leaking into the rest of your base. On to number 19 is Better Info Cards. This mod is very simple, and it makes the game's info cards much more compact. That way when you're hovering over a large amount of items, instead of the info cards going all the way past the bottom of the screen, now they're in a much more compact and nice looking design. On to number 18 is a very popular mod called Wallpaper. This mod makes it so that every block in the game has a unique wallpaper that has its own color. This is very useful if you want to customize your base and make it prettier because the wallpaper also has a significant decor buff. Next up for number 17 is Piped Everything. I love this mod because it just makes it so that instead of buildings releasing gases, you can pipe them using liquid or gas pipes. Same with their intake. For buildings that need some kind of gas or liquid, you can just pipe that right in instead of having to rely on your duplicates delivering it to them. This also works for geysers, which is useful. Next up for number 16 is an awesome quality of life mod called Rebuild Tiles. This mod just makes it so that if a tile ever were to break, whether it's from the environment or from a duplicate getting mad, the game will automatically place a build order of that exact same tile in that exact spot, making it so that you don't have just random tiles missing. The game will ask your duplicates to rebuild it for you. Now on to number 15 is a mod that you'll probably only use if you plan on having a sandbox world. That is Sandbox Tools. This mod improves the sandbox mode, adding a filter to the destroy tool and more options to the spawner tool. You can now spawn stuff like geysers, artifacts, POI drops, rovers, and more. Now on to number 14, which is Decor Reimagined. This mod is great because it makes it so that you have better decor if you actually try to make your rooms look good instead of just spamming the same decor item over and over again. It makes it so that you actually have to try, and place like paintings and stuff instead of just 100 sculptures in a row. Next up for number 13 is another amazing mod called Reprint. This mod is awesome because very simply it allows you to reshuffle the care packages that you get every like 3-5 cycles, I don't remember, but it allows you to re-roll all of them so that you can choose what you get. This can be very useful because a lot of times you need stuff and it doesn't give it to you. Next up for number 12 is the Duplicate Reach Around mod. This mod is awesome because more or less all it does is increases the reach of duplicates in all directions, making it so that places that used to be unreachable without ladders are now reachable. It just makes building and digging stuff out a little bit easier. Now on to number 11 is Planned Buildings Without Materials. This mod is great because it obviously allows you to plan builds without materials. So if you run out of a certain material but know you're going to get some soon, you can still place buildings down in preparation for that instead of having to wait. On to our top 10 though. Starting it off, we have Build Over Plants. This mod is awesome because, as it sounds, it allows you to build over plants. Normally the game will stop you and force you to dig up the plant before you build, but with this mod you can build over it and it'll automatically place a dig errand on that plant. But on to our number 9 spot is Geyser Calculated Average Output Tooltip. This mod just gives you a simple number that tells you the calculated average output of the geyser. This can help you plan out your build so that you use the right amount of whatever the geyser is giving you. Instead of just hoping that you got the right measurements, it tells you the exact amount that it'll average per second. And for our number 8 spot is World Generation Settings Manager. This mod is awesome because it makes it so that when you create your world, you can change the exact traits that it has instead of just having to press reshuffle 1,000 times. This makes it so that you can make your worlds exactly how you want them instead of having to rely on fate. Now for number 7 is another awesome quality of life mod called No Drop. This mod will prevent duplicants from dropping resources they carry when they're on a ladder. For example, when they want to catch their breath, which normally interrupts current tasks and will cause the duplicant to drop their resources. Now it won't. They'll hold on to it until they deliver it to where it needs to go. And on to our number 6 spot is Show Building Ranges. This mod is awesome because it allows you to see the range of certain buildings, like gas pumps, deodorizers, carbon skimmers, all of that stuff. It allows you to be a bit more precise when you're placing that kind of stuff down, which is very useful. On to our number 5 spot, which is another wonderful quality of life mod called Smart Mop. This mod is awesome because it makes it so that when you click on if you have a row of liquid, instead of having to drag your cursor all the way across and get it all, if you just click on it once, it'll mop up all available spots that can actually be mopped. It just makes mopping a little bit easier and take less time. Now on to number 4, which is the Research Manager mod. All this mod does, more or less, is just allow you to queue up research. So that way, instead of having to tell your duplicants to do one, wait until they finish, then tell them to do another, you can just queue them all up and just wait until they're all done. It can save you a lot of time and make it so that you no longer have to go back and forth between that menu. Now onto our top 3, and kicking it off we have Falling Sand. This mod is beautiful because it makes it so that when sand falls, because your duplicants dug a block below it, it will automatically place a dig order on that sand. This is very useful because normally you have to do this manually, but now the game, just like Rebuild Tiles, would do it automatically for you. Now on to number 2, which is probably my favorite mod of all time, True Tiles. This mod is absolutely amazing because it makes it so that every resource in the game that you could build a tile with looks different. So sandstone looks different from granite and granite from everything else. It is very nice because it allows you to have just a little bit more customization for your base and allows you to make stuff look a little bit nicer. I absolutely love this mod and don't think I could play without it. Now on to our number 1 spot though. This might be obvious for some of you, but it is the Mod Manager mod. This mod is needed if you plan on playing modded because it's very simply gives you more control on mods and their management. It allows you to update mods directly inside the game, search for specific mods. It's very useful and you're gonna need it if you plan on using mods. But anyway, that is going to have to wrap up today's video. I would like to thank you all for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day and I will see you in the next one. Thank you and goodbye.